All right, it was announced earlier today by Mike Schilt that Ha-Seong Kim is being shut down for the season. He's not going to continue playing with the Padres in games or maybe even in like Arizona at all for the rest of the year, which it's not a surprise. It's September 28th, and for weeks now, if you've been following this situation closely, Kevin Acee, I don't know if other beat writers have been writing about this, but I've seen it from Kevin, and he's been saying it like Kim, he just doesn't have the zip on his throws. He's nowhere near close to returning. It seemed like the hitting wasn't an issue. That was fine. I think he was playing in some games in Peoria. Like, that was fine. Taking batting practice. But the issue was throwing. So it was at one point, he was ramping up, and then he was at shortstop trying to throw balls across the diamond. And I didn't see this myself, but again, this is just the reporting that we heard, and it was, oh yeah, nowhere near close to returning if you're watching him make these throws over to first base. And Mike Schill obviously was going to try to be as positive as possible, try to be as optimistic as possible, not going to shut down the possibility of Kim returning. But he, remember, I think it was a few weeks ago, he did say, maybe it was a couple of weeks ago, man, this time has gone by pretty slow because I just wanted the postseason to come and it's finally almost here. But Schilt did say one of these days it wasn't a setback, but it wasn't a step forward, which is sort of a setback because you want this guy to keep taking steps forward. And when you don't, it feels like a step back. And then I forget if they actually shut him down from throwing, but he never was able to get the full zip on those throws. And you're not going to be playing shortstop in the postseason if you can't get the zip on your throws. And it's not like he was having this great offensive season. He took a step forward last year, right? And then this year, we were hoping for that next step forward. Remember, there were conversations before the season started about, okay, how much are the Padres maybe going to have to pay Ha-Seong Kim? Or we're not going to be able to pay him. How much is he going to get from the Giants, right? Is he going to get 100 mil? Is he going to get 150? Is he going to get what Jung-Hoo Lee got from the Giants? And now it feels like, well, is it going to be just a 2-year deal with Kim in free agency from a team? What is he going to get? And that's obviously something that we can talk about in the offseason. But that's what happens when you have a year like he did, and there's question marks about his health a little bit going forward. And he had a below average season. If you look at the OPS plus, it was below league average. All of his numbers were down. And I get it. There's some counting stats where it's like, that's not really fair because of how much time he's missed. He's been on the IL since I think August 20th. But these are facts. Everything is down from last year. Runs scored, hits, doubles, home runs, triples were actually up. He didn't triple last year. He had 3 this year. But homers are down, RBIs down, stolen bases down, walks down, batting average down, on base percentage down, slugging percentage down, OPS down. I'm not saying like a couple points. His OPS is down 49 points from last year. His OPS plus down, total bases down. He won a Gold Glove last year, and he was 14th in MVP voting. Like, this was, yeah, we want Ha-Seong Kim to be at shortstop. There was a reason why they moved Xander Bogaerts from shortstop to second base because of the steps forward that Ha-Seong Kim was making. And they realized, man, yeah, Ha-Seong Kim should be our shortstop if we want our best defense out there. But he gets hurt. And the positive thing, because I'm trying to look at this positively, because obviously it sucks that Ha-Seong Kim is going to be out. You never want an injury to happen. But it's not like it's Manny that got hurt. It's not like it's Tatis or Profar or Merrill, one of the, the biggest producers this year on this team. Unfortunately, Ha-Seong Kim was not that. Now, what I will say, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm just a Ha-Seong Kim hater, because I'm not. I loved that he gave effort pretty much 100% of the time. It wasn't a pick the right spot. It was, man, sometimes it felt like he was being too reckless. It's like, we don't need you hurting yourself. You're valuable to this team with what you can still give, even if you're not having this great offensive season. But he would sprint. He would dive. He's not afraid to get dirty. He loved playing the game hard. And so I appreciate that about him. And I think that's part of what made him a fan favorite. He appreciated the love that he got from San Diego. I think he did have a quote about not knowing if he was going to get that love somewhere else, like he got here in San Diego, like he will probably get in San Diego if they announce him come postseason time, just because it's an injury. It sucks, but he's still a part of the team. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't think, obviously the chant was a part of it. And some Padres fans on social media that want to be downers would be like, "Oh, he'd be nothing if he didn't have that chant, right? If his name wasn't Ha-Seong Kim, he would be nothing to Padres fans." And I don't think that's true. I think Padres fans, we appreciate when guys give the effort. They hustle, they dive, they're not afraid to get dirty. I think we appreciate that. And we took him in as our own, right? Because he was coming over from Korea and it's his first time in the big leagues. And Manny, obviously, that seems like that was a great relationship. Him and Profar's relationship, him and Tatis. So if this was it for Ha-Seong Kim, I do want to say thank you to him for the effort that he gave and some of the great defense that he had and some of the moments that will always be in Padres history, like what he was on the bases in Game 4 of the NLDS. He was a part of that rally there, so he did play a part. It's just this year he took a step back. And again, if we want to touch on the positives, it's that, hey, this isn't now that this is happening, where Xander Bogaerts is just moving over to second base for the last couple of games of the season. He's been doing this for weeks to get the errors out of the way, to get any weirdness out, just be comfortable back over there at shortstop. Crony, same thing, going back to second base. Solano and Arise sharing time at first. At least we have done that. And once that happened, I think that was the sign like Kim's not going to return. But the Padres, they wanted to just try as hard as they could, wait as long as they could to see if this was going to get better. And it's obviously clear it was not going to get better. And so that is that. Ha-Seong Kim is done for the season. May have seen his last game in a Padres uniform, and it sucked the way that it happened. Just diving back into first base. That's just a weird injury right there, So it sucks. We'll see what the future is, but the good thing is AJ Preller, he has constructed this team really well this season. This is his best work of his time in a Padres, um, shirt, hoodie, shorts. Best time in a Padres, not uniform, just the best time, the best season that he's had as the GM of the Padres. With the depth that he has on this roster, we'll see if the defense ends up hurting, like his absence ends up hurting come October. But offensively, the Padres have been able to do fine. I mean, they need to be better with runners in scoring position, right? Like that's obviously what needs to happen here. But they've still been able to win at a very good rate, right? Since they were 50-50, they've been really good. And part of that is because of the depth, because of the smaller guys contributing on offense and being in the lineup every day now, like Luis Ariz, Donovan Solano, Cronenworth moving over to second base. I think he is more comfortable at second base. And I think he still provides a lot of value at second base. So we'll see what happens, but just wanted to give my reaction there to Ha-Seong Kim being done.